Hey folks, it's Nick. Hopefully you can hear this. I'm still a little bit ganked up, but I thought last minute decision go and do it live. So I'll probably have no one join me today, but I thought Guitar Daily today, I have a video ready. But I thought, it's Sunday, I'm thinking Sunday might be the day to do regular videos, live streams. So I'm thinking today is probably the day to do, to give it a go. So I thought I was sitting around the hotel doing some stuff, so I thought I'd just play some guitar and got any questions, let me know. Hopefully this is coming through okay. What I can do with this? Oh, this is cool. Oh, there we go. There's some better filters. Makes me not look like I'm quite so drab in here in the hotel room. Ooh. No, I don't need any of that, do I? Let's just go simple. That'll do. Vintagey vibes. Can you hear the guitar okay? Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Cheers, Chris, that's great. Do a little more guitar in there. I'm currently in Palmerston North, in the hotel room. We're just kind of chilling at the moment, got a bit of downtime, so I thought I had a bit of a nap and feeling better actually because of that. Thought I'd just play some guitar, so... Yeah, I took this one away with me because I just thought I can play it acoustically. I don't even need an amp. But I'm actually running through this little Laney thing here. It was just a little solid state Laney practice type amp. It's actually really super handy. I bought, this is the first version. The second version is even better if you're looking for one. The second version has Bluetooth, so essentially it becomes a Bluetooth speaker for your phone, which would be awesome. If I drop my phone too, apologies. If you could see the setup, you'd all be laughing. Sitting on a music stand with a towel wrapped around it. I've got the mic sitting on the bottom, so it picks up the guitar and stuff. And it's all kind of precariously kind of angled because I forgot to bring a stand or anything. But useless. Cheers, Chris. I mean, that's why I do this stuff, right? It's because if people enjoy it, then I'll keep doing it. And that's the thing with doing these daily videos. It's a lot of work. But I get a lot of positive feedback that people are getting stuff from this. So that's why I want to keep doing it. Yes, please hit the like button, people. Because it helps me let people know, lets me know that you like it. Yeah. So we played this morning. I went to Corey. Chris Jansen was doing a workshop here. His was at 10 and with Clay Jenkins, great trumpet player, fantastic trumpet player. Clay's one of my favourite trumpet players. He's in the Clayton Hamilton Jazz Orchestra, and he was in the Count Basie Big Band at one point. So, you know, dude's a legend. And Clay was like, man, we got to play. You need to play. So I ended up playing. I played a tune. And, of course, we sort of discussed some tunes, and then we came across one that we knew because we had a student rhythm section playing. So we came across a tune, and we went, okay, let's do There Will Never Be Another You. All right, so it's all good. We all do it. Clay plays the melody, and then threw the solos over, and of course nobody wanted to solo, and I was first up. And of course, you know, I walked in cold, not planning to play, so I hadn't warmed up or anything, and then straight into it with this guitar through, which I don't normally play flat ones, this has got flats on it, through a Roland Jazz Chorus, one of my least favourite amps. And it was cold, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do the best of this, and that's all you can do, you know. Come on. One thing with this amp is it has a built-in compressor that if you hit it too hard, cuts out like that. That's better. It's a cheeky little blues thing. It's been interesting playing this guitar actually, because you know it's the only guitar I brought with me. Yeah, I love playing walking bass on guitar. I did a lot of stuff with a trumpet player duo, a guy called Jeffrey Culverwell. We played duo a heap, and I had to do a heap of that with his gigs. And the thing with Jeff is he would always call Flintstones as the last song, you know, which is a rhythm changes. And my fingerstyle chops are not there for that, so I could do it with a pick. right easy. But then, you know, the chord stuff doesn't work the same. But yeah, I did a lot of stuff, and this particularly with singers, that kind of stuff works really well. And the way I kind of approach that, this was some stuff I got from a guy called Paul Bollenbach. If you don't know Paul Bollenbach, he's a really, really good jazz guitar player from, I think he's around the New York's upstate kind of area. But for a blues and B flat, first thing you gotta do is make sure the bass line's always going right. If you don't know how to walk through the line, then you gotta do that first. Just find a nice walking bass line. Go and check out some Paul Chambers, Ray Brown, even better. And I'm using my thumb and my fingers, and my pick is there. It's just kind of just sitting in between my fingers. You can see there's a beat up old pick. I only bought one pick with me for some reason. I forgot everything this way. I forgot my stand for my camera, everything. That's what happens when you got head cold. But so get the bass line going with the thumb. Hope you can see this okay. It's just playing the chord notes, and then I kind of pick out some chords in between with the fingers like that, and they're on the offbeats. And just start with that. And I'm trying to do that on the and beat. Trying to hit the upbeats with that. That's a good way to start, and then, you know, I showed there that you can sustain it as well. It's a good one to work on it, and then move it on to other beats. So on the downbeats. The good thing about that kind of solo approach like that is that you can play lines if you want to. You can play things. I remember Paul Bollenbach saying in that lesson that the most important thing is just that something is going all the time. You know, everything, as long as something's going. So if it's single note lines. This guitar's got a bit of a buzz on that fret at the moment. Seasonal change. Right, that still works, and then of course you can keep the bass line going. And all it needs is that. You can have the chord. And any kind of combination of all of those things happening together at the same time. It's pretty cool. Cool approach to it. And Paul's a bad dude. So single notes, then chords. The other thing I'm finding too is this guitar's a pickguard. I hardly ever play with pickguards. Most pickguards are take-off guitars. This guitar's all original. I haven't done anything with it. It's all the same, exactly as it came. And it still has the strings that came on it. By the look of the poster in here, you can see they're coloured, different colours on the end there at the point where the strings go through. So they're probably Diodario's, flat ones, and they're just the strings that came on it. I haven't even changed the strings. Because, flat ones sound kind of dead anyway. I actually don't like flat ones that much, but on this guitar I do. Going to sneeze. The jazz police are after me. Irritable bowel syndrome. Well, that's not a good thing. Thanks for tuning in, Chris. I think that's the first time I've ever heard that comment on YouTube. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm still all gunked up. Ah, thank you. Yeah, the jazz police, you know, they're out to get you when you're not playing the jazz stuff, right? And you're chucking a blues licking or something. Yeah, I'm sorry, if you've just joined me, I'm all a bit gunked up. I've got a bit of a head cold. So I thought for Guitar Daily today, I'd just do a live instead. Quite do it like doing these live things. And I was thinking, you know, Sunday's a good time to do them. It'll be Sunday evening. We're actually going to head out tonight because there's I'm at the Jazz and Blues Festival in Palmerston North in New Zealand. It's about, for those who don't know, it's about 2.5, 3 hours from Wellington where I live. So I'm up here. I'm not actually playing. I'm just here hanging out with Corey Christiansen. I'm kind of driving around doing some stuff. So I thought while I'm here, I'll do a live and kind of play some stuff for you. And we're going to head out tonight. There's the closing of the festival, so there's an invited jam session type thing. So kind of obligated to go to that. So that's all good. So I thought, I'd just jump on this and do this today. I have a really cool video coming for you guys. I was going to put it out today, and I thought, no, I'll put that out tomorrow, and I'll do a live today because I'm wanting to do the lives on Sunday. So, but I'm thinking Sunday evening might be better, like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that. Not too late, you know, New Zealand time. So, but I will keep you posted. Which, by the way, I think now it's about 4 o'clock, so that'll be in about 4 or 5 hours from where. So, however it's working for you right now, that's kind of how it's going to be, about 4 or 5 hours from now. Excuse me, sniffling away. Boy, there's nothing I can do about it. Could play some other music, but I tend to find whenever I play guitars like this that I just want to play jazz stuff, especially on an art shop. And it's one of the reasons that I like having a guitar around with flat ones on it. It makes you play differently, and also too, it just doesn't feel right to do things like and kind of get into the funk kind of territory. So it just feels wrong on this instrument to me. Oh, excuse me, sniffles. I have some more water. What you're hearing, give the video a like, eh? It definitely helps to let me know that you're into what I'm playing. I really like that idea. Keep hitting the picket, it's right. I hate pickets on guitar. Finally got to use 2008 R300. Nice. It's nice, quality crayon, 9+ pounds, no dry sound. Awesome. Those are good. Good guitars for sure. What I'm doing there, C minor 11, C minor 9, and then down a tone, B flat, A flat, and then the F7 house shilling it back. Right. I really like that sort of sequences. There was one that Corey was doing the other night, and I think I've showed it already, but something like that. is running. Really, I hope everyone who watches you appreciates your craftsmanship. Oh, thank you. And I'm glad you like the way I kind of teach. A lot of my teaching I've done over the years has kind of been, I think one of the best ways to teach is kind of teach by example. You know, if you just kind of theoretically talk about concepts, I don't think that's particularly useful for people because, you know, there's no credibility if you can't actually do the thing you're talking about, right? Which, you know, in the jazz world, there's a lot of academics like that, you know. And that's totally fine. They've got validity in certain things they do. But when it comes to playing, if you can't, you know, if you're going to talk about the blues and you can't play the blues, people ain't gonna listen, right? So my whole thing is a lot of times my teaching, I just talk about what I do. You know, if I use this voicing, I'll just talk about why. So it's B flat 7. It's basically this chord. Just re-voiced up here. Found this cool voicing. I should show you that, guys. This is pretty cool. I found this by accident. All right, so check this out. If I play E minor, right? We have G, B, E. I'll play it in E because it's can have an out of tune bottom string. Right? And I meant to play this, and I accidentally went, right? It's kind of cool. E minor and add 9. Not E minor 9 because there's no 7. Right? So it's 3, 5, 1, and 9. And then I thought, what if I take that through the key? Right? Let's say Dorian. That's an even cooler chord. It's kind of hard to play. And then would be your next one. Cool sound there. Don't know why I did that. Felt like fun. Yes, Bob, I have a... Thank you. So Bob asked if I have a degree in jazz guitar. Yeah, I did it mine kind of a hard way. What I did was I went to a music school that was... I did a degree back in the day. It was a degree. It was a diploma. Couldn't get a degree in those days. So it was a diploma in rock, jazz and commercial music from a school here called Whitireia. And I got my diploma. And then I started teaching at a university in Wellington because I was already doing stuff. I studied with this guy called Caleb Pritchard. He was kind of my main guitar teacher. I had lessons with him for about 6 or 7 years. And he was a real jazz guy, so he kind of got all that stuff into my playing. And then whenever there were visiting artists, so I ended up teaching at the university in Wellington, New Zealand School of Music. And then when I was teaching there, they were kind of hassling people to get their qualifications together. So I did a postgraduate diploma, which is like a 400 level. It's like an honours year, like a post-degree program. So I did that. it was like, for me, it was largely theoretical because they're like, you don't need to do the performance side of it, just do the theory stuff, get it done, whatever. And then I did a jazz performance degree, jazz performance master's degree. So your fifth year of university study at the University of Auckland. And I studied with Ron Sampson and Ollie Holland, who were old friends. I've known them for a long time. We've played before a bunch. Ron's a great drummer and Ollie's a great bass player, and they were my supervisors essentially. And they were like, look, dude, we know that you're already teaching at a university and we know all the stuff you've done. So just come and chip away at the work and come and see us once every couple of months or whatever, and we'll have a bit of a play together, and we could play trio with drums, bass and guitar, and just kind of, that's fine. So I did that, and I passed with first class honours, so that means all your grades were 90% or above, so that was alright. And I've thought about doing a doctorate, but there's no point for me. I mean, my whole thing is I'm a player. I'm not really an academic. I don't really particularly want an academic job. I would like to teach at a university again, but it would have to be the right kind of thing. And I really only just want to teach guitar and do guitar-related things. I don't want to be writing essays and crap like that. That's for other people to do. And that would be the only reason to get a doctorate, would be to do something like that. And really it doesn't matter a lot of the time now, that level of qualification, unless you want an academic career. Then in which case do it. But if you don't, if you're a player like what I do, I'm a professional player, session musician, recording artist. I do put out 6 albums of my own now. And the thing I find in that instance, it's like a master's degree is overkill for that. It doesn't make any difference. It's not like I turn up to a gig and go, look at my piece of paper, right? Nobody really cares. So it's like, can you play? That's the key thing, And if you look at some of the best universities in the world, the people that teach there, they don't necessarily have any qualifications. NYU comes to mind, University in New York, The guitar faculty there is John Schofield, no qualification at all. Peter Bernstein, I think he has an undergrad degree. And Wayne Krantz, I don't think Wayne has anything. As far as I know, I could be wrong. It's a great school. I mean, that what a killer faculty, right? And then USC, University of Southern California, great school. My friend Bruce Foreman teaches there. I don't know that Bruce has a qualification in music. Maybe he does. His qualification is like years and years of doing music at such a high level. So, and a lot of universities are kind of looking that way now, because there's a lot of people coming out with qualifications. So therefore it becomes, when everybody's got a qualification, does it matter to have a qualification? Then it becomes like, who are the guys that have, and girls that have qualifications but can also play, right? And what a lot of universities want to is, do you have a name, right? Because the reason they have someone like a John Schofield or a Wayne Krantz is because those people have a name, and that attracts students. I remember Sco telling me that he took sabbatical one year, so those students for that year didn't get any instruction from him at all, and he only teaches there for about 6 weeks of every year, 1 day a week, something like that. But of course the university wants to use his name. Excuse me, I'm just going to get a tissue. Nose started running again. Yeah, so like I said, while I've got some degrees and that work for me, makes sense. I can tell. Great playing. Oh, thank you. Loved your stream. Do you offer private lessons? I do. You took a lesson from Sco. Wow, great. Yeah, Sco's a great dude. I do private lessons on the internet. Hit me up on my website, which is nickgranville.com. Send me a message. I'm a bit sick at the moment, so I've got this, as you can probably hear, I sound a bit sniffly, other than the Kiwi accent, which has its own kind of quirks about it too. But I do private lessons, so we can do it on Zoom or whatever, and it works quite well. I've kind of gotten used to how that works. The unfortunate thing is we can't really play together, but you can play and I can play something back and we can discuss, and that'd be great. Cheers, Bob. What should I play? I know what I'll play. This is an interesting tune. This is a tune that people don't play so much. I don't know why. like playing things like that are kind of just a bit cheeky, you know, a bit playful, like Julian Lage does. Who knows the name of this tune? That was Killer Joe, but a great Benny Golson tune. Sunny, yeah, it's a great tune. Thank you. Intonation, I think my bridge has been bumped. You just reset that. So yeah, that's Sunny. What was the other tune? Someone asked for a little bit of Misty. Yeah, I'll play Misty. Always enjoyed doing that. In Texas. Awesome. Clay's from Texas. Clay Jenkins was here. He was so it's been really interesting hanging out with him and playing and stuff. I just love Clay's accent. The Texan accent is pretty cool. I'm not sure. I think he said West Texas he's from. North Carolina. Okay, that's a place I haven't been, but will be cool. Austin, Texas. Wow. So there's a story here. There's this guy, Midge Marsden, who's like a blues singer, guitar player. And Midge went to Austin, Texas to do a gig. And people had said to him, whatever you do, don't play Stevie Ray Vaughan tunes. So Midge, thinking it was funny, played that old Pride and Joy thing and stuff, and the guys he started it, and the guys in the band were like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get run out of town." I thought that was hilarious. Wrong guitar for CSRV. Well, that makes me want to play it now. Nice, FG 100. This is an AF 2000. It's I've had it for about a year, I think, 6 months or a year. Something like that. Yeah, Eastmans are very good. So I'm reading these as well. Yeah, Misty is a beautiful song tune. Beautiful song. It's one of my favourite tunes. Earl Garner knew how to write tunes. Infinite possibilities on this. I'm using the YouTube app on my phone, and I've got a Rode NT USB microphone hooked up, so the sound's hopefully a little better. But when I see your chat comments come up, I only see them come up for a second and then they're gone. Yeah. And then they're gone, so I have to be really quick to read them to make sure I don't miss them. I need to find a better way to do this, but I'll work on it. If you're just tuning in now, maybe give this video a like. Where are you in the background? Dunny? Dunny? Do you mean Dunedin? No, I'm in Palmerston North. This is the hotel room with its lovely brick wall. Actually, it's fine. We were joking that this place kind of looks like that movie No Country for Old Men, the hotel scene when the shoot up happens. Yeah, it's a cool tune, isn't it, Misty? Yeah, so we're in Palmerston North. It's been the Palmerston North Jazz and Blues Festival. I've got the cafe scene listed here. A list of all the various gigs that are happening at the cafe. So we're going to go out to Chris Dan's gig, which is the festival wrap-up at 5, 6. It goes to 5 to 8. So we'll head down there at some point and go and do that. I kind of need to have an early night. I'm all blocked up, as you can probably hear. One of those things that happens, so yeah. If you've just tuned in, then thank you so much for joining me. I'm thinking about doing these live streams every Sunday. And today I just had a few, we're out tonight, so I thought I'd do it earlier, but randomly just thought, okay. I live in Wellington, New Zealand. So Wellington is the capital city of New Zealand. It's where Parliament is. Pretty good little city. It's about 500,000 people, little city, harbour city. It's where the Symphony Orchestra is based. One of the reasons I'm there is it's like the best place for music, although that may change. But at the moment, it's the best place here in this country for music. So we have the Symphony Orchestra, we have the Opera Company, we have the ballet. They're all based in there. Also, Weta Digital is based in Wellington, which is where they do all the movies like Lord of the Rings and all those things. And actually, Weta does a lot of stuff for other directors as well, Avatar, all that kind of stuff. And of course, Peter Jackson is based in Wellington. He's a very prominent Wellingtonian. So Lord of the Rings, all that stuff was all filmed around parts of Wellington. And yeah, so Wellington, New Zealand was where I was born. I know, I'm 45 years old and I'm still living in the same place. It's alright. I did live in the UK for a period of time. We spent some time over there. We were kind of travelling around in a camper van. Yes, this is an AF2000. I've had this for about a year or so. It's all stock. I haven't changed a single thing on it. Even the strings. These are the strings that came on it. One of my favourite things about this guitar are these tuners. These are Goto 510s. I think the Goto 510s are the best tuners, period. I haven't seen anything else that's better. Have a close look at those. They are the smoothest tuners I've ever had on anything. They're actually the same tuners that I have on my SCO guitar, the JSM 100, and they're super smooth. I'd put them on every guitar I have. In fact, I've been actually thinking about getting some for one of my other guitars. Just 'cause these are the best. So yeah, really good tuners. This is a good guitar. It's got a wooden bridge, and it's got flat wounds on it. How do you see the fretboard when soloing over changes? Do you think more into interval shapes relating to a roost note? Yes, I do. I do all of that when I practice. The way I look at, sorry, I might have missed someone's comment in there. I was just saying before, I have this app and it's sort of, I'm using the YouTube app, so I see your comments really quickly. Do you think more purely in note names? Yes. I don't think frets ever. I mean, thinking of this as fret 5 it means nothing to me, but thinking of it as a C, that's 100% how I think about it. And so when I practice, I think about note names. When I play, like if I play a gig, I don't think about any of that. I try not to think at all, really, to be honest. I try and just let the music flow. That's what I'm going. That's what I'm going for. You know when you get it right, when the music's just effortless and you're not really trying. It's all just kind of coming out in your fingers. So, yeah, so I do think of in terms of note names. I do think of them in terms of intervals, especially when I practice. I do a lot of work on playing chord changes. It's funny, I did a tour with SCO probably about 15 years ago. I remember asking him, like, what are you working on at the moment? And, thinking I was going to get some deep answer that he'd give me some, I'm working on this superimposed Phrygian thing. How many tunes you watch Schofield VH? Oh, heaps of them. Watched a lot of SCO over the years and transcribed stuff and learned. I mean, he was a big influence. Excuse me, I'm a bit sick at the moment. But I wanted to do this. I wanted to play for you all and talk about music. And I asked him, what are you working on? What was your things? And he said, I'm working on playing better time and better chord changes. And I was like, those are the things I'm working on. There was no like flash answer. It was like the same things as hopefully everyone else. Time and playing better chord changes. And that's a lot of what I work on, is being able to do that. So like if it's a blues, right? I can play. Kind of simpler changes, but then I get especially when I'm trying to like weave some different chord changes in amongst that kind of simple chord progression. And I'm always looking at those. Sometimes it could just be the simplest of thing that kind of makes it all that much better. So for example, right? That I could go. Stormy Monday. I haven't played that song in a long time, and how does it go? They call it Stormy Monday, but Tuesday's just what's a good way to memorize all of the different interval changes how relating to root notes and apply it to scale chord changes? Okay, so good. I hope I understand that question properly. It's a good way to memorize the interval things. I'd say don't memorize them, right? For my whole thing a lot of the time is trying to prepare myself for the heat of battle, right? So I'm not trying to memorize a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to be able to access it when I need it. So a good way to do that is just work on your arpeggios, right? If I have a B flat 7, the best notes against that are the arpeggio. Hey Roman. Right, those notes you all know are gonna work. And then when the chord goes to E flat, you could go. But better yet, right, just do that much for a while. And then the chord changes here, so. Right, and that's largely just arpeggios with some other notes kind of thrown in. So if you like this video, give it a like, please. It tells me and it tells YouTube that this is good quality jazz guitar content. Is there, oh, it's not good quality jazz content, you reckon, Roman? Okay. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of funny how all that algorithm kind of bullshit works on YouTube. But you see, just playing chord changes like that. Did you ever do continuous? Yeah, definitely. I do continuous scales all the time. Right, up B flat 7 and then go down E flat mixolydian. Right, and back up B flat. Right, and then maybe I'll go up B. And try and do that stuff to connect it all, right? And bebop scales, I don't particularly like bebop scales. I've never found them. The whole idea of the bebop scale is that you play a scale and you put a chromatic passing note in various different places to kind of make up the numbers of a bar. And I never found that particularly useful, but maybe other people do. If you do, then that's cool. That's great, do it. And once you get comfortable with that position, very difficult to do over rhythm changes and giant steps. Good night. 1 a.m. here in North Carolina. Oh, thank you for tuning in so late. It is difficult to do in giant steps, and I don't mean this to sound arrogant, but the thing with giant steps is it's not as hard as a lot of people think. And the reason is I'm not meaning that to sound arrogant. I'm meaning that to sound that if you work as hard on giant steps as you work on the blues, then you'll... Barry Harris watches you from above, Nick. Oh, you're very kind. Thank you very much. I love Barry Harris. I've learned a lot from his stuff. And the guy was killer player. Where was I going with that? Lost my train of thought. Got a very nice compliment right there. Oh. Gee, someone remind me what I was going on about. I was probably talking shit. Mostly, like I do most of the time. What was I saying? Completely lost my chain of thought. Sorry, people. It's funny, I've got this sort of head cold thing going on at the moment. I was doing weird things with my ears, and it's funny still having to play when you have these conditions, because sometimes it happens, I mean, I'm a professional musician, this is what I do. So playing today, I could hear talking about giant steps, right? Thank you. My ear's going a bit funny and your brain doesn't work properly. You forget things and that kind of stuff. Giant steps. So like I said, it's not as hard as people think if you've kind of got a strategy. It's to start with having a strategy, right? What's your strategy going to be? It's 3 keys. B major, being one of them, the first one. G major, and E flat. And they're always in that order, right? Those are the 3 keys you need to know, right? So B major, right? And then G major, and then E flat major. Notice I didn't move. I stayed in the same position and I overlaid them on each other so that I can see it, right? And then once I have that, everything's right under my fingertips, right? That's one way to approach it. Another way to approach it is you could play key centers, right? So if we have B major, right, that's the first chord, and then it goes 5-1 to G, and then it goes 5-1 to E flat, right? Let's just start with that. You go B major, and then go into G. And then into E flat. Right. And then the rest of the tune kind of goes on and on and on. But start there, right? So I'm just kind of playing through some ideas with giant steps, and I take an idea and try and play it through stuff, right? Yeah, always trying to groove. Go hitting the pick out again. The other thing too I find with giant steps too is the more I do it, the easier it seems to get. I've talked about this before on my channel, but I did a tour with Mike Stern, and one of the things Mike and I did every day was we played giant steps for an hour every day, and then we played All the Things You Are for an hour every day. And I found by the end of that week, because we were on the road for a week, that I actually knew how to play giant steps. Before that, I didn't really know how to play it. And so it took me 7 hours. Do you have a method of internalizing and vocabulary lines learned from transcriptions? Yeah, definitely. The way I do it is kind of just go over it and over it and over it till your fingers remember where to go, right? And then what I do is I take that lick and I try and inject it into real music, like straight away, as soon as I can. So if I have a lick, say a 2-5-1 lick, I'll go, okay, how do I put this over a blues? I almost always start with a blues, right? And so in a blues, you have, if we're in B flat, the home key for jazz is B flat, if you're not aware. You got 2-5-1. So I'll put it in there. Might be something like that, right? I'll take a lick like that and I'll just put it into that B flat blues. Then I'll put it into a G blues. So we're on a blues. I'm gonna have to go in a minute, my voice is getting croaky again. And there I just put it into the progression. Excuse me. I'm sorry people, I really wanted to do this, but I was kind of, half of me was like, do I really want to do this when I'm feeling sick? But hopefully you've got something from this. I really hope this is useful to people. So I'll just put that lick into the phrase, right, into the blues, right, and then I'll do it in a bunch of different keys. Then I try and put it over the top of and then I try and run this by Oz Noy. Yeah, Oz is great. Love Oz's playing. I took a lesson with Oz when I was in LA, maybe about 10 years ago. 7 or 8 years ago, maybe sometime around then. It's super useful. I've got video of it and I go back to it every so often and see if I can pick up things from it. Yeah, so I'll take that lick through different phrases, and then I take once I've kind of feel comfortable with that, I'll put it over a couple of standards, and I kind of just work on that for a while. And then the next thing I do is I try and dissect that lick and go, okay, now I've got it, and I can play it over a bunch of different tunes and different things, places I kind of understand how it works. Usually what I do then is I take that lick and I kind of go, what is it that makes that lick that thing? So in that case, it's going 7 to 3rd to 3, right? So if I take that much and I just go, I'm going to play 7, 3, 3, those 3 notes. Right? And now I made my own lick, but my own lick that relates to the lick that I had before. Right? It's sort of built on it, if you will. Say there's some obvious factor about it. It's got this little chromatic thing on it or whatever. Then I'll take that and I'll kind of use that little thing and kind of manipulate it. I remember reading somewhere about some guitar player, I forget who it was, but he used to take licks and he'd like cut the first note off and play the whole lick a half a beat early or half a beat late. And that was sort of a way to get your own phrases going on, do you know what I mean? Because if it's displaced from where it was, it's going to sound totally different. And so that's a good idea too. But all that kind of stuff. And then what I find is if I keep doing that stuff over and over and over again, usually for me, after like a couple of months, I'll be on a gig somewhere and I won't even be thinking, things are flowing, you're in the moment, and all of a sudden that lick goes out and I kind of go, oh, I wasn't expecting that. It's almost a surprise to me that thing isn't there in my playing. Or I watch something back and I didn't realize it at the time, but it was coming out naturally, because that's really what I want. I want all this stuff to come out naturally. I don't want to force it. Let's be Noel Rodgers. If only. Love Noel Rodgers playing. Very B.B. King. Yeah. Man, if only had written some of those tunes that Noel Rodgers was written, right? How many billions of dollars worth of hits has that guy written on that same 59 Stratocaster? Oh, thank you. Yeah, should have a donate. I haven't monetized my channel at all yet. I will probably at some point put a a facility to donate or something like that, however I do it. I mean, the idea for now, I've just kind of been doing these daily things, and I just thought I'll focus on doing that, and then I'll worry about any kind of stuff to do with that kind of later. What you could do though, if you want to support what I do, is go to Bandcamp and get my album. It's in the link down below. My latest album is free on Bandcamp if you want it, or pay for it if you want it. Pay whatever you want. It's one of those pay whatever you want models, which I actually really like that idea. I think if people like it, then they'll pay. If they don't want to pay for it and they haven't got any money, then the most important thing to me is I just want people to listen to my music, you know what I mean? And we recorded in Los Angeles at Gary Novak's studio, the legendary Gary Novak, killer drummer. Gary was, I first heard of Gary with Chick Corea. He was in that Chick Corea band for a while. And of course he was with Alanis Morissette for a long time. George Benson, Alan Holdsworth, he's played with everyone. So we did a record in his studio, and the whole idea of that record was I got together with two Kiwi mates who are both based in LA. Benjamin Shepherd, who's bass player with Monkestra and Peter Erskine's band, the Dr. Band, and all those sorts of things. He's a great bass player. And then Dylan Elise, who's also a Kiwi but based in LA, and Dylan's in Blood, Sweat and Tears. So we jumped in the studio and we just wrote some tunes in a rehearsal room, just came up with some little riffs and ideas, and then we went in the studio the next day and 2 days and recorded them. And that was that album called Reamped. So that's on Bandcamp if you want to get that. It's free there. I think there might be some of my older albums on there, the more jazz ones. That's more a funk album, but the more jazz ones are there if you want to check those out too. That's probably the best way you can support what I do, is just go and get one of those albums, pay whatever you want, and that would make me really happy if you're going to listen to it. That's the main thing. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. As I said, I'm going to do these live streams every Sunday now if I can, but later on in the evening. I just did it early today because we're actually going out for the closure of the festival. I wonder what this guitar would be like with round wounds on it. Probably pretty cool. But then that would mean I have no guitars with flat ones on it. Thanks, Roman. I do like flat ones though. The flat ones feel really nice. The only thing I have to do, I like Mateo. Yeah, he's great. Phenomenal chops. And the thing I'm hoping with him is that he'll start to sort of really develop himself as an artist. Because at the moment he's a phenomenal guitar player. He's got his technique, the stuff ridiculous. But has he written any really great tunes yet? You know what I mean? All that kind of side of him as an artist needs to develop. And I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's in the process of recording and putting out music and kind of developing his thing and getting to that point. Because that's really the next step for a guy like him, because he's phenomenal. Anyway, I'm going to sign out, people. So thank you so much for tuning in. I always link in the description my albums, as I mentioned. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, all that kind of stuff. It all helps with what I'm trying to do. And, share this stuff with, if you know people are, I always say it, if you share this stuff with people who are into the same sort of thing, and grow this whole community, and we all learn from each other. That's what I really want to do, is build this channel into a community. Thanks, Roman. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, everyone who's here. I really appreciate you all being here. And I'm going to do this more regularly. Like I said, we're away at the moment, so I'm on a sort of a portable setup. The little Laney. Thanks, man. Thanks, Evolutionary Sleeper. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate your comments and stuff too. Strat Guy 10, here we are. Thanks. Awesome, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. I've got a cool video coming out on pedals tomorrow, my kind of thoughts on guitar pedals. I'm playing with no pedals at the moment. There's a little bit of delay on this little guy. But particularly after that Walter Trout video that no doubt some of you might have seen. It was a little bit, I wonder if it was framed to make him sound in a certain way. But anyway, I'll discuss that all in the video, and I show some stuff to do with pedals. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks very much, guys. Cheers.